Hi, and welcome to the You World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life health transformational coaches and spiritual entrepreneurs stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and to get visible, leveraging podcasts and a million plus audience on the Gnostic TV network. Today, we are chatting with Cheryl Stelte. She is a spiritual coach, master healer, author, and speaker, here today to talk about her latest book, From Blocked to Powerful: The Spiritual Guide to Unlocking Inner Clarity and Authentic Power. Welcome to the show, Cheryl. It's really great to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much, Jill. I really am thrilled to be here.
Happy to have you. So I'm going to ask you the big question. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. I like to brace everybody for this. What's the most significant thing, in your opinion, we can do to make an impact on how the world is going as an individual?
The most significant impact that we can make in the world today as an individual is to discover our own authentic power within ourselves. And I think we can talk about that today about what does that really mean. But I believe that we are all powerful beyond what we can imagine, and what is power. So if we access who we truly are and our authentic power, our world will be a very different place.
It's that ripple effect, right? You change yourself and it changes how you interact with others. So it changes how they interact with you and they change how they interact with other people.
That's right. That's right.
I like that. So tell us about your book and what what's it about? Who's it for?
Well,
All the
I,
stuff.
I I actually have three books, and so I'm gonna just run through them quickly.
Mhm.
And I want to base it on, your year. You have stated that this is all about get visible, and that's part of empowering yourself. And for most of us, for a lot of us, that's really hard to do. And I have struggled myself in the past. I think I really overcome that and still learning and growing. And my first book, Heal Your Neck Issues and Let Your Throat Chakra Shine, is all about being seen and heard. People who came to me after I wrote that book, they had difficulty speaking their truth. So if you're listening and you have a hard time speaking your truth, being really honest with others. If you're too worried you might hurt someone's feelings, and being vulnerable and really letting your voice be heard. That's what that book is about, which led me to write the second book, Client Magnet: The Coach's Guide to Attract Ideal Clients Through Spiritual Awareness or Spiritual Practices. And I never planned on writing a second book. It was not, never a thought. I'm just like, no, one and done. I did my thing. It was so great. It was so cool. But coaches started coming to me and they're like, where are you getting your clients? I'm like, I don't know. They just kind of fall out of the sky. And to me, it was energetic. So I started to work with coaches. And the first two I worked within 6 or 7 weeks, they had their whole coaching program full. And they just couldn't believe it. I mean, one of them didn't never launched her program and had been at it for 20 months, doing everything she was supposed to do. I mean, she was in the doom and gloom and I'm ready to give up. And the other coach, she was at it for about 9 months. She had one group and then nothing. And she was doing everything right. And then all of a sudden, everything just came together for them because they had subconscious blocks, really, to energetically being visible. So, yes, they were getting out there, they were seen physically, but they weren't getting the energetic connection, which then led me to write my third and very recent book, From Block to Powerful. And so it's really taking that high level step to really being in alignment with your own unique, authentic power in the world and how you're here to be of service. And service doesn't have to be a career, it can be a stay at home mom. I know firsthand that's one heck of a tough job for anybody, but that's where we're all heading.
You bring up being a mom, being, even if you're just a mom, your kids are your clients, and you gotta like move them and shape them and encourage them and coach them to become the human beings that they have the potential, because everyone's born with this amazing potential. And our job as parents is to see it in this big rock that we call children, and help kind of chisel away the parts that allow the real power that everyone is born with to shine through. And it, I think your books really would, I know this is about helping coaches like get visible, but your kids could become coaches someday. They could become spiritual entrepreneurs. They could become anything that they want. But it's up to us to be that coach, that encourager, that the chiseler of possibilities.
Yes. Yes, I agree. And if we look at it from that perspective, it's so true. And really, everybody is our client, whether you're a coach or whether you're a mail lady or whatever you're doing. You can be in the lineup at the grocery store and then paying for your groceries, and you can be of service to that other person. It's really about not just being present with the other, but being present with ourselves first, noticing what's going on and seeing ourselves so we can see the other. And that's powerful. It's everybody. And yes, our beloved children, our families, our nieces and nephews, our parents and grandparents.
It's all the connections that we make because we are all connected. And when we get that, then and that it's all energy, and we can just allow the energy to flow. Sometimes we do run into dams. I think there's beavers in our lives. I'm just going to call it that. Come along and they dam up little areas so that you can have some struggle. See how you deal with it this time. It'll burst through and it'll start flowing again. Sorry, I cracked myself up sometimes. I, I have some personal things that I'm going through right now. This just like all came to me in one, like, do you know how sometimes you're just like having a conversation with somebody and then your head is having a different conversation with you? Well, okay. So we'll just put that aside. So, what are some of the pivotal moments for you or your clients that really help them discover more of their true selves?
Well, you're talking about the beaver dams, right? We all have these, I call them subconscious blocks.
Yeah.
And I actually, so what are some of the pivotal moments? My first pivotal moment was when I was writing my first book. And I remember writing the book, and suddenly that imposter syndrome crept up when I was right in the middle of writing a chapter. I did them all in meditation. I prepared myself, and then over 8 days, I wrote the book. And suddenly this voice is, who do you think you are to write about the throat chakra? You've had more throat chakra issues than anybody you know. So, I had to do the work that I'm going to talk about, my 3 steps, and move beyond that. But it's so funny we're talking today about getting visible. Let's get visible. And the client I had this morning said to me, that was her intention for the session. I need to be more visible. There's something my intention is to be more visible. I'm not doing all, like, she's busy, she's doing all the work. And what she came to realize was that she never really felt totally accepted and liked in her family. She felt loved. She absolutely felt loved, but she was a middle child, too older, too younger, and she felt just unseen and invisible. And she never saw herself that way. And I remembered when we first started working together, and I remember her going to a conference, and she got all these compliments from other coaches around what she was doing, things she was getting accomplished. They were saying things like, how do you get all that done? You're so amazing. And when she was telling me her story, I could see how she brushed them all off. She didn't let it in. So even though they were seeing her, she wasn't allowing them to fully see her. allowing herself to be seen. So this came up today, at a whole new level because she's getting keynote speaking engagement, she's getting paid, she's really doing some great work, but she knows there was something else. And so, we dealt with it. She had a memory at age 9 and then again at age 5. And of course, subconscious beliefs are formed. So we cleared all that. And now that's the healing part. And now she's in the empowerment phase where she is able to now be truly visible, allowing herself to be seen exactly as she is in her perfection today.
That's
So
so
those
beautiful.
ideal clients can find her.
It's kind of like flipping on the light switch so you can shine your light.
That's
There are
right.
people that need your light. So it's
That's
really
right.
important for you to move past the things that are standing in our way. And if you can get past where the beavers are, life life can just it'll flow around you and things opportunities will show up and if you don't like try to force them to be a certain way, then uh, it just allows life to move at a pace and in a way that it really you get visible, but it's not like demanding visibility. There's a difference between demanding attention and commanding attention
And receiving attention.
and receiving it.
That's right. We have to be able to receive it and receive those who are meant to connect with us. We need to
Mhm.
be able to be open and receptive. And that's being in that river of life, the river of love, the waters where all the love is. And the beavers are way behind us.
Yeah, on the shores. Stay away from the shore. Stay in the middle. So you do have a coaching program, right?
Yes, I have a number of them. I have a number of coaching programs.
So
And it's
tell
all
us about
about
that.
healing. It's very, very, very powerful healing. I don't take lightly that I call myself a master healer. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I've been at this for 31 years, and my number one, my oldest client is me. I had to initially figure this all out on my own, read a lot of books, did a lot of, I have spent thousands of dollars on trainings. And so it's all about intense work over a short period of time. And I teach all my clients how to become their own energy workers. So you can become your own energy healer. And then it becomes a lifestyle because as long as we continue to grow, we rise to that next level. I always say whatever kept us from doing that before will come up to be healed so we can keep going and reach a new level.
Yeah, I love that. You just like you can constantly keep moving forward. And I think having coaches around that can help you and taking advantage of coaches like you that can just make the process faster and easier. I mean, you can stay caught in the beaver dam if you want. I mean, it's totally up to you. But me, I would rather just hire somebody to tell me how to get detangled back in the middle.
And help teach you how to untangle yourself so that you
Right.
you can do it in future. And pretty much all my clients, by far the majority, I always ask one question when we're finished working together. And that is, did you ever think you would become the person you are today? And they all say, no, I couldn't imagine this. I could not imagine feeling like this and being this.
Isn't that interesting how eh, the ability to imagine a future position is really kind of crucial to actually getting there. To
Well, it is and it isn't. So in my longest program, my higher state throat chakra program, that's the highest level. It's for clients who have worked with me before. We don't set a goal. We don't set an intention. We don't imagine. There is none of that because your wounds, your beaver dams are all getting in your way. Your capacity to imagine your true potential is limited, or you'll go off in another direction because of what's in the subconscious. So the whole program all the way through is no imagining, no setting goals. It's an opening up to who you truly are. It's being in wonder and allowing it and all the wonderful surprises that come with that and really stepping into your authentic self. So it's a bit of an adventure. And then it's not till the very end, to the 5-day retreat, that, oh, then we really gain that clarity. It's all the clients that come to see me, everybody is lacking clarity. They don't know how to get there and they want that imagination. And so one of the things I suggest, and I do a lot of chakra readings, they're spiritual readings. I can read people's energy. So I see all those beaver dams, those subconscious blocks, as dark spots. We are made of light. So I can see where your light is shining brightly, what your superpowers are, how to make the best use of those superpowers to shine on and heal those dark spots, and where your growth curves are. So it's people always say, wow, that was so detailed and so much information. Well, you have a lot of information inside you. And so to help people get to a place of clarity, even if they don't work with me, to have an understanding of what's next and what are the things that they can be working on and make the most of their superpowers. So our imaginations are wonderful, and in imagining our future, it will only take us so far. So I invite to do the opposite way, to undo all those things that are getting in the way.
I totally unexpected, but I can appreciate that. I'm sitting here thinking about, the times when my life has gone where I'm really in the flow and you can just feel it. And that's really where the magic happens. It's when I just let it go. I just I'm curious. I'll do things that I wouldn't normally do. I'll just let it be, whatever it is, which for me has been a challenge in my life, but I'm getting better at it in terms of just okay, so that happened and this happened, and I wonder what the outcome of all of that's going to be, and I don't have to have an opinion about it or even really have thoughts about it. I can just watch and be surprised.
That's right. And there's forever an unfolding. And where I think a lot of that stems from, if I can comment here, is that so many of us try and control outcomes because when we were little, at some point there could have been something, there usually was something going on, not just once, but many times, where the grown-ups around us didn't have it together. And the little child thinks, oh, I have to take control of this situation. And so then we think, oh, I need to be the one in charge. If I leave it up to anyone else, especially God or the universe source,
Yeah, I'll forget
not going to be,
it.
it's not going to happen. We don't grow up in that 100% trusting environment where we're loved no matter what, and someone's always there for us, that we're always well resourced. So that's where that comes from. And we are designed to be in that flow, in that spiritual flow, in one with all.
Uh, that's very interesting. Uh, and I'll explain why afterwards. Just goes to prove that your energy work really does work. Um, I know that you have the ACE method, the power of clearing subconscious blocks that you offer to people on your website. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. And so I call it the ACE method. It's easy to remember. I always think of an image of an ace of spades. And this is such a powerful way to help you clear those subconscious blocks. And so A is for access. You have to first access, but they're in your subconscious. How are you going to access them? Well, what happens when we breathe fully with the lower abdomen, it changes the brain function. So as you and I are sitting here right now, Jill, we're using the brain stem, the back of the brain, the medulla oblongata, to breathe. And that's great. It's happening automatically. But as soon as we engage our abdominal muscles and breathe in a long, slow breath, especially to 6 or 8 seconds in and 6 or 8 seconds out, it changes the brain function to the frontal lobal brain, and it frees up the brainstem. It frees up the medulla oblongata, which gives us access to our subconscious. So that's how we access is through the breath. So good to sit up nice and straight. You can call it meditation, or you can call it healing, or you can call it accessing your subconscious, whatever you want to call it. Close your eyes and go inward and really focus on that full breath. So what'll happen for you, you may have pieces of memory that come up. You might start to notice physical sensations. You might start to feel emotions. And science has proven that trauma and all our wounds, all those subconscious blocks, are imprinted in the right side of the brain through physical sensations and emotions. And the memories are always fragmented. So when people are afraid, oh, I don't want to go back there, I will tell you right now, you are never going to have a linear memory. It is not going to happen. It's fragmented. And what those little mini traumas, and I'm just going to throw in here that the number one trauma, especially people my age, um, we didn't have anyone who was an emotional resource for us. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing to feel our feelings, label them, and for our parents to support us in feeling our feelings because they didn't have it and their parents didn't have it. This is all relatively new for humanity, and that is an ongoing trauma that is difficult to detect. And trauma is not so much about what happened, it's that lingering feeling of uncertainty. So if we're feeling uncertain about ourselves, especially at a subconscious level, how are we going to get visible? How are we possibly
Yeah, you just want to hide.
come over that hurdle? And so that's accessing. So you can start with an incident that happened yesterday or somebody upset you. You can start with that. Anything that's upsetting you today started in your early childhood. I will tell you that right now, because when there's not a trigger, you'll just see that, oh, that's just their stuff. And we don't get the trigger. So you can start there and just follow the emotions back, follow what's happening for you, and you can access the truth of what really happened. And then we want to clear it. So A is for access, C is for clear, and that's breathing through it. Stay with the emotions and stay with the physical sensations. Your left brain, if you have a memory, a piece of a memory, it's going to want to go there and start thinking, and you're going to stop breathing fully. Then you're in your conscious mind. So go back. I've been meditating like this for over 30 years. I still check to see that I'm breathing fully, still today, because it's so automatic to go into the left brain. So you clear by feeling the emotions. That's the deepest level. The second deepest level is the physical sensations. And so that will clear it and you'll start to feel better. You'll start to feel better. So if you think of it, let's use the beaver dam. The water is flowing. That's the light. We are energetic beings in flow in the universe. The beaver dam, those are the wounds, the traumas. So the bunch of them all along the river. So you keep breathing into those emotions and physical sensations. And the beaver dam breaks up and it's no longer there. Then we move into the E is for empowerment. What is the truth of your being? What's actually going on in your light, in the light of your being? And so your subconscious beliefs will change into something that serves you, something much more positive, and your emotions will change. And you'll start to see the truth of your being. And you keep doing this. And that's what will move you into authentic empowerment. And you won't have the fear of really being seen. You won't have the trepidation. And you'll want to see others. And we'll all be in this together where we're all seen and heard and recognized for our authentically powerful selves.
So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Cheryl. That's that's a life-changing explanation of how to move from stuck to empowered.
Thank you.
So, how can people get in touch with you?
They can Google search me, Cheryl Stelte. There's social media, mostly on Instagram. I'm not on LinkedIn and Facebook all that much. And you can go to my website, Star of Divine Light. One of I think the most informative things for people is to sign up for a chakra reading, and you can find that on my website. You can also, you're going to access the ACE method here. You can reach out to me. I also have, you can book a call with me, callwithcheryl.com. So just all one word, lowercase. I'm not too hard to find. Somehow people do find me. It's amazing how, I don't have all the funnels, all the stuff all just perfectly done. No, it's when people need, I just trust. I've moved to that place of trust. I am my own client magnet. I walk my talk and people find me. So you will
You're
find me
visible.
too. Yes, I am visible.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Cheryl. And if you want to learn more about what she's doing and reach out to her, perhaps even read her books, go to starofdivinelight.com and don't forget to get the ACE method, the Power of Clearing Subconscious Blocks guide. And we will leave the notes or the links to those in the show notes below. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you have a podcast or interested in starting one to get your message in front of our huge and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlifecoach.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and offer a variety of ways to do this on the Gnostic TV network platform. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.